All right, welcome everyone to our master class where we are going to be debunking some myths. And I don't know about you guys, but a lot of these shocked me, especially number three. Just wait till you see number three. Um, a lot of these came from talking to skincare professionals, doing research online. And so I'm excited to share these 7 skincare myths with you and hopefully save you guys some time and money if you've been putting your time and money into the wrong places. So let's go ahead and kick this party off with our 7 skincare myths. You guys, I'm not even going to waste time. We are literally going to jump right into it. I'm curious which one is going to shock you guys the most as we go through this. So now what we are finding, here's the thing. If you don't know this, Korea has actually now is considered the skincare capital of the world. So we know Paris for its fashion, we know Italy for its food, these different parts of the world, and Korea has taken the number one spot on skincare. And they are highly regarded. It used to be France, actually. And now all the products that come out of Korea have actually trumped France in terms of imports and exports. They've taken the number one spot. And it's an industry that's growing very, very fast. In fact, last year, I believe globally, the K beauty industry. So let's K beauty in whole is like skincare, makeup, hair care. It was an $87 billion industry in 2025. And what they're projecting is just in the next 4 years, it's going to skyrocket to over $200 billion a year. That is how fast this is growing. And so for me, I love to identify trends early. I love to, look for niches that are exploding within a bigger category, like the beauty industry is $1 trillion industry. And this is one of those niches that's exploding. So because there's so many eyes on Korea, we're learning a lot about what they're doing right and some of the things we might be doing wrong. So a lot of this comes out of their culture. So we're going to jump right into it. And that is why there's so many eyes. Korean women, especially, invest a lot of time and money into their skincare routine. And they have some of the most admired glass skin, perfect skin around the world, and they aren't necessarily following the things that we do in the West. They're following their rituals that they do in the East. So they've built a different philosophy around building up the skin barrier where a lot of times in Western civilization and Western culture, we tend to get a little more abrasive and aggressive with like forcing the cell turnover and kind of thinning out the skin barrier, which brings us to myth number one. Now, this is a debate, okay? Now, all the other ones I'm going to tell you are hard myths. I will say this is a debate. I'm going to give you the information and then you can go do your own research and figure out what's right for you. That retinol is the gold standard for anti-aging. Is it? Is it actually? Because it's debatable now because now you will have one side of the fence that will tell you it is absolutely the gold standard. You'll have the other side of the fence tell you that it can actually do damage long term to your skin barrier because what retinol is doing is it's actually forcing that cell turnover. It's using that chemical exfoliation, it's forcing the cell turnover. Over time, it can actually thin out your skin barrier. And over time, if it's thinned out after many, many years of use, it can actually cause, can it cause more wrinkles? Can that crepiness and thinner skin cause more aging? So it's question. I'm just planting the question in your mind. Is it the gold standard? Should it be used in moderation? Are we forcing the envelope too much when we're trying to, force ourselves to use it as often as we can and kind of forcing that redness and that dryness and that irritation on your skin because your skin has a microbiome just like your gut does. And harsh products can disrupt that microbiome. And this is where Korean skincare approaches things a little bit differently because they believe in building up and strengthening that skin barrier, not just tearing it down. So In Korea, they tend to use gentler methods instead of really harsh retinoids or tret. So they'll use something like bakuchiol, or you want to look for something like fermented rice extract. It'll give you those same anti-aging results, but it's not going to be as abrasive or aggressive, or you can't use retinol if you're pregnant. So maybe these are some things that you want to look into. So I know that this is going to ruffle some feathers for some of you who are like hardcore. My retinol is my favorite, and you need to do what's right for you. I'm just asking the question. I'm just planting, the the question on, is it right? How often you're using it? Maybe take a look at the strength and how often you're using it. Okay, let's go into myth number 2. You need to exfoliate on a regular basis for clear skin. Actually, over exfoliating can actually destroy your acid mantle. If you don't know what your acid mantle is, it's like an invisible shield for your face that keeps moisture and irritants out. So it keeps the moisture in, the irritants out. And what happens if you're over exfoliating? Does anybody remember like those Noxzema commercials from, was it the 90s? And it was like lots of like harsh ingredients and over exfoliating. This can actually lead to chronic inflammation. And then what that does is it accelerates collagen, I can't say the word, degradation. Did I say it right? I was working on that word. So what this does is when you have that chronic inflammation and then it reduces the collagen, now it's going to make your fine lines more visible. So I'm not saying exfoliation is bad, but I'm saying very harsh exfoliation. If you're over exfoliating, you're actually doing more damage to your skin. So like in Korea, they will look at all safer alternatives with PHA, where it exfoliates without stripping the barrier. Remember, they are very, very big on building up the skin barrier, not tearing it down. So let's take a look at this. Korean skincare, they recommend using a gentle enzymatic exfoliation 1 to 2 times a week. Okay, exfoliation is important because your skin renews every 28 days, but as we get older, this process, it slows down. So you do need to help your skin with that exfoliation to get that cell turnover, but it's a fine line. You don't want to over exfoliate. Does that make sense? How are we doing? Let me check the chat. How are we doing, you guys? Did some of you like, are we not friends anymore after myth number 1? That one shocked you guys? Okay, I don't see any like harsh comments. I was worried about sharing that one with you guys. Okay, myth number 3. More expensive means better ingredients. No, you guys, I'm about to debunk this for you guys in a big way. You're going to be shocked when I share this with you. So here's what you're paying for: better marketing, better packaging. That's what you're paying for when you're buying those expensive brands. About 40 to 60% of their budget is spent on marketing, packaging, and celebrity deals. That's where the money's going. It's not going to better ingredients. It's going straight to their marketing budget. And that's why Korean brands tend to invest in research and development. And they actually put a lot of the money back into the active ingredients. That's why the results are so much stronger, because it's less hype over there, you guys. They have very, very high standards when it comes to results. If you can't see the results, they're moving on. And here in Western culture, we are being over marketed to, and we're buying a story. And this is why Korea is coming out with cutting edge. So I'm sure, so put it in the chat. Do you guys recognize this brand down here? Do you see it? La Mer. Who's heard of La Mer? I just want to see it. Who's used La Mer? Let's do that. Okay, oh gosh, your comments are so good, you guys. I love it. Okay, get ready for this. I'm going to play this video for you. You're going to be shocked when you hear this.
Group chat that went viral. The Ordinary, their latest pop-up was called Markup Marché, and it was this grocery store that they created. And the whole premise is that it shows you how much the things cost, and then as you check out, you get a different price point to show you how inflated the beauty industry is and how much the consumer is paying an unnecessary price point based on the cost of the goods. Now, that in and of itself is an interesting concept, but why it came under fire this week is there was an Estee Lauder group chat that went viral. Someone that works at Estee Lauder is like, how is an Estee Lauder portfolio-based brand talking about this when La Mer, which is also in the Estee Lauder portfolio, costs 450 euros to produce the Creme de la Mer, and it retails at, depending on your currency, $390 a bottle.
Did you guys catch that? You guys, it costs $4.90 to make. And how much are they charging? $390 for the small jar. If you buy like the 2-ounce jar, you're paying over $600 for this. And it costs them a little over 4 euros to make. Are you guys catching on to this? Are you guys seeing the hype? And this stuff is sold at Neiman Marcus and it's sold at Saks. It's sold at the most expensive outlets like Harrods in the UK. And it costs a little over $4 to make. Take a look at this. So this was actually toasted by a dermatologist, and dermatologists know their stuff, they know their ingredients, they can read what those ingredients are in the back and they know what it means. This is a Trader Joe's vitamin C serum that has the exact same ingredients as a $185 bottle of SkinCeuticals. Are you guys catching this? You guys, this is a myth. You don't have to pay more for your skincare. You're paying for their marketing budget. So don't worry. We're going to take care of you guys. We're going to save you guys some time. We're going to save you guys some money because we're going to point you in the right direction. Okay, how are we doing? Let me check the room really quickly. How are we doing, everybody? Are we in shock? That one shocked me, I have to say, because I, I wouldn't pay $600 for my night cream. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. But I always thought, wow, like, can you imagine if you were able to afford La Mer, what it would do to your skin? And you guys, there's really nothing special there. So, okay, should we go back into myth number 4? Are you guys ready to hear more? Okay, let's go into myth number 4. Oily skin doesn't need moisturizer. You guys, this is actually the opposite. So oily skin is actually dehydrated skin, but it's an overdrive. So what's happening is your dehydrated skin is like, I'm so thirsty, so I'm going to produce as much oil as I can to overcompensate. So either you're not moisturizing enough or you're not drinking enough water, but when you are hydrated, it will balance out and regulate your skin. So that oiliness will go away. So what you want to do is, if you do have oily skin, number 1, get your water in. Make sure you're getting those 8 glasses a day. Make sure you're not hydrating with caffeinated beverages all day. Number 2, you want to use a water-based product line. Now, we are recommending K-Beauty here because it's the best, and you'll see why here in just a second. But this water-based cream will actually help with the barrier. It will help to hydrate. If you get your water in, that problem is going to go away for you. Okay, are you guys ready for myth number 5? How are we doing in the chat? Okay, good. Okay, what about this? SPF is only for sunny days or at the beach. Nope. I don't know if you realize this, but you can actually absorb those UV rays through the window. And I think this is a really interesting time lapse. So you guys can see it here. Now, this is AI, of course, but it's really showing just a time lapse over time if you were using sunscreen on one side of your face and not the other. But I am going to show you a real life picture because I know this is AI. But those UV rays can penetrate the clouds, the windows, the glass. I know sometimes I would see women, with the gloves and like the hat and the netting that would fall down, and they were driving in the car, and I'm like, why are they wearing that in the car? Like there's no sun in the car, but those UV rays are coming through the glass. So they're saying that sunscreen is non-negotiable, which I think it's so funny. Isn't today National Sunscreen Day? I just think it's funny that maybe it was yesterday. It's either yesterday or today. But so there are some specials on your K-Beauty sunscreen if you want to stock up on that. Now, this is a real life photo. Let me show you real life, not AI. This is a 91-year-old rancher. And of course, you can see the difference between where he was wearing a pair of jeans and where, of course, he had his arms exposed to the sun on a daily basis on the ranch. Now, here's what's interesting. I didn't realize this. If you're wearing a pair of jeans, that's the equivalent of an SPF 50. So it was keeping those UV rays off of his legs. And I'm impressed with this 91-year-old man's legs here. You can see how incredible they look compared to the rest of his body that was exposed to the sun. So, okay, take it or leave it. I will say, if you are going to use a sunscreen, make sure you're using a clean sunscreen. Make sure it's toxic free. I'm just going to make a little bit of a plug here, but don't just grab any old sunscreen off the shelf, because a lot of sunscreens are just loaded with toxins and chemicals and ingredients that are not good for you. So the last thing you want to do, your skin is your largest organ on your body. The last thing you want to do is be slathering toxic ingredients all over yourself. Make sure it's a clean, very, very clean, toxic-free sunscreen. Okay, myth number 6, purging is bad. I use these products. I started purging. The products don't work for me. The products are terrible. I'm not going to use the products anymore. Purging isn't always a bad thing. It doesn't mean the products aren't working. In fact, a lot of times it means the products are working. And when you're introducing products that are actually penetrating to the deepest layer of your skin, not just sitting on top of your skin, when they're actually penetrating to the deepest layer and when they're cleaning things out from the inside out, if you have dirt and oil that are trapped in your skin and it's cleaning house, that stuff is going to come out. It was going to come out eventually, but your skin is going to purge it out all at once. So it doesn't always mean you're having a bad reaction. It can mean that your skin is actually healing itself and that it's closing those pores from the inside out, but it's got to clean the junk that's in there first. Okay, who's had a bad purging experience? I'm just curious. Anybody have a bad purging? You were like, oh, why did this happen? These products are terrible. Sometimes you just have to push through. Yeah. Okay, myth number 7, anti-aging skincare is only for older women. Nope, not anymore. Actually, Gen Z is getting on board. Even it's called Alpha. So Generation Alpha is like the generation before the Gen Z. So the reason it's called Alpha is because they're the first generation to grow up with AI. So Generation Alpha is going to start early. Gen Z is already on board. Starting in your 20s is ideal. Starting when you're already seeing signs of aging is not when you want to start. So we have so many Gen Zs that are using anti-aging products, using K-Beauty, Korean skincare, because the best time to start was yesterday, not today. So prevention is always cheaper than correction. Always remember that, because correction can get very expensive. So now that we have our myths, okay, what number shocked you the most? There was number 1 through 7. I'm curious, put it in the chat. Which number was your favorite? Now that you know what not to do, now we're going to show you what will actually work without breaking the bank in the K-Beauty realm. And what we're going to talk about really quickly, just for a few more minutes, is a brand that sold $3 billion in the world's toughest market, which is Korea. You have to be pretty friggin' good to compete in that market. And if you can sell $3 billion in the hardest market in the world to compete in, you know it's good. And now it's available here in North America. And I'm going to show you this quick 1-minute video. Everybody has enough attention spans for 1 minute. This is going to show you some of the accolades and what they've done that makes this brand so different. And you'll clearly see why they sold $3 billion.
Founded in 2018 in South Korea, Rimmon has quickly emerged as a global leader in K-beauty. with products designed to help you uncover your glow and keep it. From skincare to makeup through ICD, to body and hair care through Boda Lab, and nutrition with Lifening. Each formula is rooted in the timeless rituals of Korean beauty, carrying forward the heritage and wisdom of centuries past, backed by more than 20 patents, 52 awards, and billions in sales. Riemann is now shared by a community of hundreds of thousands around the world. At the heart of it all is our continued commitment to reimagine products and opportunities that empower people to become the difference they seek in their world.
Okay, so what's interesting is, these products that we're going to show you guys that came out of Korea. And here's the thing is because K-beauty is trending, Korean skincare is trending, a lot of brands are trying to capitalize on that marketing language. Remember, you guys, it all comes back to marketing language. They're going to try and capitalize on that without actually being manufactured, researched, sold in Korea. So when you're looking for a K-beauty brand, is it sold in Korea? What have they done in Korea? And the most incredible thing is that they have researched and developed 20 exclusive patents that have 20 years of exclusivity on it and have won 52 awards in Korea and sold $3 billion in Korea. If it's good enough to compete in Korea, you better believe it's going on my face. And so you can see here, this is a 3-minute video. I have the sound turned off, but if you're here and you're learning about some of these skincare myths, ask the person that invited you to send you this 3-minute video because it explains a little bit more about the science and the technology behind the brand. We also have a brand film that is about 10 minutes long. I just showed you 1 minute of it, but it's a pretty interesting watch. But here's why is it different? Why is this actually working? And by the way, you can see that the packaging is gorgeous on this. So I'm not trying to knock the marketing entirely. Packaging is important, but a lot of times you have to recognize that packaging is all that you're paying for. With this, you're going to see results in 5 days. Don't take my word for it. Take a picture. Let the camera be the judge. The camera will show you your results. And the reason why this works so well is because it's a cosmeceutical. Cosmeceutical can do things that regular skincare cannot do. In fact, this is even doing things that we haven't seen medical grade products do. So like we said, there's 20 different patents, 52 awards. Now, the reason why this is working so well is kind of the story behind this is the #1 lab in Korea. It's called Ask Labs. They were researching something called tiger grass. Now, tigers would actually roll around in this because it would help heal their wounds faster. And what they found is that, they were putting this on the skin and it was rapidly healing the skin. But they actually went a step further than that and they developed their own strain. They invented their own strain of plant. It's called Giant Byungpul. And they also invented their own technology. So it took about 3 years to get this patent on a new species of plant. And they found that it was rapidly healing the skin. And not only that, but they added things like exosomes and NMN and peptides. Now, these are like tiny little messengers that tell your cells to produce more cells, healthier cells, produce more collagen. And then, of course, you have the patented ingredients in it as well. But another thing that is in there, I said that this is actually a water-based line, okay? They have an oil base, they have an oil base and a water base. Now, the water is not just any water. Because it's the #1 product formulation lab in Korea, they actually have a government contract to be able to access something called energy lava water. There's only 5 locations in the world that have this energy lava water. And what it is it's seawater that's been filtered under volcanic rock for over 400,000 years. You guys, this water has minerals and frequencies and healing properties in it that you cannot even find on the earth anymore. And they are the only lab that is licensed to be able to use this in cosmetics. And so most products use distilled water, which is dead water. This is using that healing energy lava water in the products that is delivering those 20 different patents to the deepest layer of skin. Why? How is it going to the deepest layer? Because most products, when you put it on, it's sitting on top of the skin. But because they use a microfluidizing equipment and nanoliposomal technology, it's penetrating to the deepest layer, healing from the cellular level from the inside out. That was a mouthful. There will not be a test on this. You do not have to remember any of this. But I just want you to know that there's actual science in this. And let me tell you the price point. So this sold 40 million jars in Korea. You can see it's a pretty good size container. 40 million jars in Korea. You guys, it's $66 US. This I would pay $300 to $400 for what this does for my skin. After now that I'm using it, like you could not tear this out of my hands. This is their Dermatology First line, and this is $99, I believe, and it comes with the set. So you get the booster spray and the serum. This is going to last you, 2 to 3 months, depending on if you're using it, twice a day. But the other thing is it's clean. It bans over 3,000 toxic chemicals. So you don't have to sacrifice your health for your beauty. Now, on the left is the water-based line. On the right is the oil-based line. Those white bottles are oil-based. So if you are drier, if you have very mature skin, I always say if you live in Canada, it's so cold and dry up there, you might want to try the oil-based line. It's a little bit more hydrating. I love the water-based line under my makeup. Now, I live in Houston, Texas. It's very hot and humid here. And so I don't need the oil-based line. Now, during the wintertime when it's drier and colder, I will add that in at night. So it's really up to you, your skin type. So that's why we kind of always want to know what your skin type is. And does it work? Yes. Again, don't take my word for it. You guys take a picture, take your before and after picture. You'll see. And I love this story from Tammy. She's been an esthetician for 25 years. I can tell you, I've never, ever had a product give me these results in such a short period of time with clean ingredients, not even products with retinol or other HAAs, enzymes, peptides. This is like nothing I've ever seen. And you can see Sharon's results in the middle. She doesn't even, I know you guys are like, I don't believe that. She doesn't even believe her own results. Join the club. None of us believe it, but we know her. And she is shocked every time she says it. Honestly, I see my pictures, I'm shocked. I've had 0 surgeries, needles or treatments. I found Rimon. I literally felt my skin. It was different immediately. I started with the Dermatology line. Now that's the water-based one we just talked about. Then she added in the RAD, which is the white bottles, around the 2nd or 3rd month. Now, Sharon lives in Florida. It's also hot and humid there. So it just really depends on your skin type, what you want to add in. This is Dr. Jennifer Lynn on the right. This was 4 days. She's always dealt with eczema and dry skin and smile lines. And now, of course, you can see it's beautiful. Of course, if you have eye bags, if you have, wrinkles, lines around your mouth, if you have discoloration, hyperpigmentation, you guys, it's incredible what it does to your skin. This is why I take a picture, because the pictures don't lie. Those will tell you if it's working or not. So I'm not going to go into all the different product lines because of time. We're getting ready to wrap up here, getting you guys out of here on a good amount of time. But I do want to tell you that there are other things that you can add in. There's a body line. There's a hair care line. The body, this is like skincare for your scalp. It's like skincare for your body when you're putting it on, because it has the patented ingredients in the body line. So it's actually healing your body, and it's actually healing that creepiness and discoloration on your body when you put it on. And then the hair care line, they have clinical trials they've done in Korea, how it grows hair. Ask the person that invited you if you want to see before and after pictures. It's going to start growing your hair in around, I would say, the 4-week mark if you've been using it. And it also has 3 different patented ingredients in the hair care line. They have a collagen line, so beauty from the inside out. They have a makeup line if you want to get those patented skincare ingredients in the makeup. And so the makeup is actually healing your skin while you wear it. They have a cushion. The cushion is actually going to heal your skin while you wear it. It's a cushion foundation. So I would say get with the person that invited you. They will be able to fill you in on any other products that you want to try. You want to grab these while you can. There is also a special on sunscreen. So if you would like to add sunscreen in, we have that going on right now. And the last thing that I'll tell you is there are these experience kits. Okay, these just came on the site. You can see it comes in this really beautiful box. It has instructions on it, and you get minis of several of the different products. You get about 7 products in here. This will last you about a month, but if you're like, I don't know where to start, what should I try? Try a bunch of everything. Try 7 of the products, see which ones are your favorite, and then you can order your full size. This retails for about $119 US. If somebody has the Canadian price, please drop it in the chat. I think it's $139 Canadian maybe. But you can grab that, try it for a month. So I want to thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me while we debunk some of these myths. And your skin deserves the truth. I'm glad that you took the time out, and I'll get the recording sent out to you guys if you want to share this. And thank you so much for joining us. And I can't wait to see your K-Beauty results. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.